Meloni and Macron clash on abortion language at G7 summit. The leaders of the Group of Seven attend a session at the summit in southern Italy, June 13, 2024. CNN, the crowning document from the meeting of G7 leaders in Italy has been released with veiled reference to abortion after French President Emmanuel Macron clashed with Italy's Prime Minister over the speech bill language to include on abortion rights. The Group of Seven's summit declaration on Friday referred to comprehensive sexual and reproductive health and rights for all, but did not include the word abortion itself. The contrast to the group's previous communique released after 2023 summit in Hiroshima, Japan, which called it explicitly for access to safe and legal abortion and post-abortion care. The American officials said the U.S. President Joe Biden pushed to keep in language about reproductive rights. After the summit, host Italian Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni sought to strip some language from the document. Friday's communique appeared to be a diplomatic solution, with the statement endorsing the Hiroshima text without reproducing it. The document emphasized the Seven Nations commitment in the Hiroshima leaders' communiques to universal access to adequate, affordable, and quality health services for women, including comprehensive sexual and reproductive health and rights for all, the communique reads. The annual gatherings communiques set out the bloc's values and agenda for the year ahead. Several previous summit communiques has also stopped short of using the word abortion, calling instead for access to sexual and reproductive health services. I regret it, but I respect it. Negotiations over this year's language caused the public clash on the sidelines of the summit between Meloni and Macron. Asked by the Italian journalist on Thursday how he felt about the G7 statement without the word abortion, Macron said he regretted Rome's position. France shares this vision of equality between men and women. It is not a vision that is shared by all the political spectrum. I regret it, but I respect it because it was the sovereign choice of your people, he said. France instead intended to defend with force the right to abortion, he added. Meloni defended her consecutive government position on Thursday and accused Macron of playing politics days after he called it snap parliamentary elections in France for later this month. There is no reason to argue about issues on which we have already agreed for some time. I believe it is profoundly wrong in difficult times like these to campaign using a precious forum like the G7, Meloni told the reporters Thursday. The Italian Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni welcomes the US President Joe Biden to the G7 summit June 13, 2024. The bloc has used the past two summits primarily to stress its support for Ukraine as the country tries to repel Russia's invasion and show it remains undivided in the face of a resurgent global threat. But coming swiftly after European parliamentary elections, which saw far-right parties make gains in several countries, and ahead of the United States presidential election in November, national political issues has included in this summit more than previous years. Biden, who has made protecting abortion rights a centerpiece of his re-election bid, had pushed to ensure that endorsement of the Hiroshima statement would be in the communique. According to U.S. officials on Thursday, the president felt very strongly that we need to have at the very least the language that references what we did in Hiroshima on women's health and reproductive rights, a senior U.S. administration official said. The issue of abortion has become particularly favored in the U.S. since the Supreme Court overturned the Roe v. Wade in 2022, a decision made possible by a solid six-member conservative majority, including three judges nominated by former President Donald Trump. In Italy, however, where Meloni's conservative platform helped propel her party to power in 2022. She has largely toed the G7's line on geopolitical issues while pushing hard right policies domestically. She has previously called abortion a tragedy, surrogacy inhumane, and has removed lesbian mothers' names from their children's birth certificate. Francisco Lollobrigida, Meloni's brother-in-law and former spokesman, and Italy's agriculture minister suggested the reason Meloni feels so strongly about this issue was because the Pope has been present at the summit. The clash between Meloni and Macron comes after France in March became the world's first country to enshrine abortion rights in its constitution, the culmination of an effort which began in direct response to the U.S. Supreme Court decision to roll back abortion rights in America. France integrated this right of women to the abortion, the freedom to have control over one's body within this institution. The same sensibility is not shared in your country today, Macron said at the summit. CNN's Xiaopei Xu and Samantha Wardenberg contributed reporting.